evening, everyone. Welcome to our weekly live here at Fluent For Real. I'm Renata, if you don't know me. MC is going to join us right now. Hi!
How are you doing?
Can you see I'm wearing a jacket? It's pretty cold, pretty chilly here in BH today.
Oh yeah, don't rub that warm weather on my face, please.
MC, as I was telling everyone, we are going to talk today, we're going to talk about IT vocabulary pronunciation. We have basically been flooded with technology vocabulary since, the beginning of internet. And basically, I think it has its own language, it's English, whatever you do, wherever you go. And it's a great thing on one hand, but on the other hand, we kind of struggle with pronouncing the words correctly because we read it a lot, we are exposed to it a lot, even though, or even if we haven't been through an English course. So a lot of people that work with, even like log in to a new website and there's the word log in and they're like, login, it becomes login, and then it's the Portuguese way of saying the word. So it's a little bit tricky, and we want to explore that tonight. We want to explore words that are typical of the technology world. We didn't get very deep into the very technical vocabulary because we thought that for a first video, the general vocabulary would be better. And we are expecting all of you guys who work with technology, who work with IT, who need the very technical vocabulary, not only the pronunciation, but maybe the meaning too in English. That need to expand your vocabulary to tell us that. Okay, so what was the logic here picking these words for tonight? We were thinking about the problems that most Brazilians have, the mix-ups that usually occur with us, and the reading it the Portuguese way situation, which is a problem, because we end up seeing the word a lot in written form, maybe never spoken form, or we never listen to it or we never try to speak it. And then it's too ingrained in the brain. It's really hard to change that original idea. And that's what we are here for, if that's your case. If not, right? If not, then you will just learn the right way of saying. So let's get started. I am super modern today. I got my little pen and I got the words here written just like I did last week, which I thought was cool. And I'm going to point out to you guys what I believe are the main issues in red. The issue is not always the way you say the word, but sometimes it's in the stress of the word. Which syllable is the strongest? Which syllable should I emphasize? That's what we call the stress of the word. It sometimes is the stress and not just the pronunciation itself. We will go through all of them one by one. And I want to hear your opinion too, MC, about the words.
Okie dokie.
So we are starting off with letter A. The first word we have is access point. This is the stress of the word. That's something that we find commonly in dictionaries. A lot of people don't know that, but that little sign there, that apostrophe that's put, depending on the dictionary, before the syllable or after the stress, that means that first syllable is the stress of the word. So you're not going to say access. You're going to say access point. Okay, repeat after me, MC. Access point.
Access point. And by the way, I didn't know the apostrophe and I could die without knowing it. Thank you for that tip.
Yeah, so it makes your life easier when you just open the dictionary and you know exactly, how to read those little symbols there. So it's access point.
Access point.
Again, everybody, MC and everyone at home. Everyone at home. Okay, access point.
Access point.
Access point.
Access point.
Number 2, accessibility. It's one of those words that every syllable is pronounced. So repeat after me. Accessibility.
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 You can pronounce the T as MC did, like an R, like accessibility, like the American way, or accessibility, if you find it hard. But the thing about these two is, look, access has the stress on the A. Accessibility has the stress on ability. So they come from the same root, but they are pronounced differently. So you have here access point. Repeat after me, please.
Access point.
Accessibility.
Accessibility.
Right. So we have right here, ability. That's the stress, not on the A. Number 3, alias. Alias is something that, a word that we have exactly, you know, the same spelling. It's a meaning something completely different in Portuguese. So one might assume that the spelling or that the pronunciation is similar, but it is not. The pronunciation of this word, which means actually like nickname, is alias.
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 Number 4, we got the word analytics. Differently from its verb, analyze. It's pronounced analytics. Repeat after me, MC. Analytics.
Analytics.
This is the stress right there. And we also have the T that might be a little hard, just like accessibility has that accessibility. We have analytics. Repeat after me. Analytics.
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 All right. Any doubts?
One more time, and I'm going to forget all the meaning. I know. You know when you pronounce too many times the same word. But yeah, go ahead. You were going to ask me something.
No, I wanted to ask you if you had any doubts, any questions, sorry, about these. See, the teacher can also have a slip every now and then. Do you have any questions about these?
Well, not really, but it's important for us to understand that sometimes mispronouncing those words, we can actually say something completely, meaning something completely different, and that can cause a barrier in the communication. So I would say that sometimes I say accessibility instead of accessibility, and just the will make a difference, and that's important. And sometimes I tend to read, like, for example, I didn't know the third word, and I would easily pronounce Alias or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's nice for us to be exposed to new vocabulary so we can practice a little bit more.
Okay, letter B. So when we go to letter B here, we have some tricky words coming our way. The first one that we have is bandwidth. That word width is one of the hardest words to pronounce. Width is a word itself. In itself, it means it's the noun of the adjective wide. And the fact that there is a D and a TH complicates life a little bit. So we're going to focus on width, which is the hardest part of the word. Repeat after me. Width.
With.
There is a D and then there is a TH. Just for you to see the difference. The preposition with doesn't have a D. So we say with.
Okay, so your with is with without a D, right?
Yeah, exactly.
When it has a D?
Just a preposition. Like, look at me like this. With. With.
With.
With.
With.
And now the new word here with the D. With.
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 Very good. So we have, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, next time you're facing that word is in front of you, you can use a synonym as well, so you avoid that one because it's too damn hard. But if you don't have a choice, let's learn together, because I know the struggle is real.
Bandwidth. Repeat after me. Bandwidth.
Bandwidth.
Everybody. Bandwidth.
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 Okay. Number 8. This seems so easy, but it is not, because we have the TH and the stress. That is not the way that most Brazilians say it. So it's not, I'm going to do like this for the wrong pronunciation. It's not Bluetooth, Bluetooth, or Bluetoothy, Bluetoothy, please. If you follow Fluent For Real, you will not have that pronunciation because you're learning the right way right here. So the pronunciation is Bluetooth.
Okie dokie. Bluetooth.
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 Exactly. So the first syllable is a strong one. Bluetooth.
Bluetooth.
My computer has Bluetooth access or Bluetooth connection. My phone has, right? Bluetooth connection. So it's not Bluetooth connection, it's Bluetooth connection.
Perfect. Bluetooth. Oh, just a second. Bluetooth. Oh my God, now I'm putting TH in the wrong place. Bluetooth. Bluetooth.
Yes, Bluetooth. Number 9, buffer. It's not that hard, but it's a very common word to see. And the U here is the that I'm going to get into. I'm going to talk about the U later a little bit more. But it's the way we pronounce it. It's not boo, it's ba. Buffer.
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 Great job. Next one, letter D, you guys. This one, there's like two words in one. Data, database, because data is a word in itself as well. And there are two ways to pronounce that word. You can say data or data. Two ways. Let's repeat. Data,
Data.
data,
Data.
data,
Data.
data,
Data.
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 Database,
Database.
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 Now, I want to call your attention to the SE at the end, which is not base. You don't say the E. You stop right in the S. Database.
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 And it's not base either. Base. A lot of Brazilians say this word base incorrectly. Database or database. Database.
Database.
Database.
Database.
Number 11, decompress. A lot of times we have the prefix de, and sometimes it is the, and sometimes it is d, like in this case here. You don't say decompress, you say decompress.
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 It's just like detox.
Detox.
Yeah,
Decompress.
it's not detox, right?
Decompress.
Decompress. D. This one. It's one of the cases of not so hard to pronounce, very hard to remember the stress. Development.
Development.
The stressed syllable is the VE. Development.
Development.
And so on. Developed, the adjective. Development for the noun. Develop for the verb. This is a case of thank God, everything is pronounced the same way. The verb, the noun, the adjective. So just remember the stress. Development.
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 Alrighty.
It's not as hard as contribution and contribute or something like that. It's like
or access and accessibility. We just mentioned that one too.
We just did that one.
Yeah. Letter E. Stress problem. One more time. It's easy to pronounce, but what about the stress? Are you saying it the Brazilian way, like Bluetooth or an email, or are you saying it the right way? Are you saying email?
Well, it took me a long time, but I can say now that this one, I can nail it.
Oh, you got it. Okay, so the pronunciation is, let's repeat for everyone. Email.
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 Not email or email. Even the L, even if the L is pretty, you know? Oh, one more thing, the L. I wanna call your attention to the L because we are gonna mention it. We're gonna talk about it a little in other words. The L in English, the final L, is always rounded like that. So it's not email. It's not email. It's email.
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 Email. For pop fans, we can think about Britney Spears. She always pronounces so well the L at the end of the word. So she's like,
She's so lucky.
She's a star.
So that's it. So email has the two points to remember: the stress and the L at the end. So it's not email, it's email.
Yeah, and I can say based on my experience here that most Brazilians, they tend to stress email the wrong way, but just the stress. So sometimes even the L comes out fine, but the problem is the email instead of like email.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Absolutely.
gonna send you, or and you don't have to say send you an email. You can say I'm gonna email you, you know, which make things so much easier.
Yeah, that's the thing we mentioned the other day about English being very practical and objective. A noun
Straightforward.
becomes a verb just like that, you know? And it's not a very it's not a very old word. It's a very recent word actually that became a noun, email, and then became a verb. I'm gonna email you. Number 14. We've already talked about this little detail here, the N, and we're going to go back to it, review it, because it is super important here. Encryption. Both N's, this one and the final one too, have to be pronounced and closed. It's not encryption. Encryption. It's not. Encryption. Repeat after me, please.
Encryption.
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 And the tion, I also wanted to include a noun with that suffix because it's not shon. Shon. Encryption. That's the wrong pronunciation. Encryption. Shun. It's not shon. Shun. There is like almost an A and an N very close at the end. Encryption.
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 Everybody at home, encryption.
Encryption.
Next one. Also an EN at the end, at the beginning, sorry. Oh, we're gonna even move this one here. And we have don't even joke, man.
I know, sorry. I take it back.
So we have another N right here and another N right there. And the stress is also hard. So this word, enhancement. Enhancement.
Enhancement.
Enhancement.
I don't even say that.
What?
The T in the end?
You can say the T at the end. That's okay. You can kill it like enhancement. You know, when you just put the tongue, but you don't blow the air. Or you can say enhancement.
Okay. Enhancement. That's how I used to say, but so it's not wrong, right?
No, it's not wrong.
Okay. Or enhancement.
Yeah, when it dies on you like that. But I think the trickiest part of it is the N and the CE. Maybe some people overemphasize the CE, like enhancement, or enhancement, something like that. So the CE is just an S, just a sibilant sound. And the T at the end is just T, not the ch or chi. Enhancement.
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 This one, I'm going to go wrong first. Wrong way to say it. Homepage. Or
homepage.
Brazilian way. Homepage. A homepage dele. No. So you kill both E's when you pronounce this word. You're going to say home page. Homepage.
Homepage.
Yeah, so we got here this E right here and this E right here. They're not pronounced. They're subtle. Home page.
Home page.
Home page.
Home page.
Home page.
Home page.
Beautiful. Don't pronounce the E because that's not how you do it. Letter I. Icon.
Icon.
Also a word that's similar to Portuguese and may cause a little bit of trouble. Icon.
Icon.
Our beautiful N is there, and the I is pronounced like an I, not E. So it's icon.
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 Icon. Lips not touching.
Oh yeah, lips not touching. Icon. Just the tongue. Next one, letter K. The first one, the stress is important to point out. That's why I left the apostrophe here. and the beginning of the word key.
Keyword.
Yes, keyword.
Keyword.
Not K, not K-word, keyword. The stress is on the first syllable. Keyword.
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 Number 19, knowledge base. Base, one more time.
Base.
Yes, not basey, not basey, base.
Base.
And the beginning of the word knowledge, that is sometimes, a little problematic for some people because you don't say know, like the verb I know. It's so hard, right? The verb is pronounced know, but the noun is pronounced knowledge. Repeat after me. Knowledge base.
Knowledge base.
Knowledge base.
Knowledge base.
Knowledge base.
Knowledge base.
Any questions so far? You guys, any questions so far? You guys can also leave it in the comments if you don't understand something, if you want me to go back. Letter M. We have, in this letter, we have a U that is a little bit tricky for a lot of people because we also have the prefix multi in Portuguese, and we say multi. So the wrong pronunciation many times is multitasking. Multitasking, incorrect. How do you pronounce it? Multitasking.
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 Also, one example of a word that is fully pronounced. Every syllable is pronounced. Every letter is pronounced. Multitasking.
Renata,
yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is it okay to say multitasking?
Yes, it is. Anti is okay. Sometimes the I has two pronunciations too.
And use that in a phrase. For me, it would be, I'm terrible at multitasking.
Next one, N. Network. Well,
network.
Yeah, network is not the right way to say it. Network. It's one other example. You can say network, or you can say network. Yeah, she liked your question. So network or network. You will hear native speakers really literally killing the T when they say words like that. They say network. They don't even say the T, but you can say it. You can say network. Repeat after me.
Network.
Network. Everybody repeat with us. Network.
See how I represent everyone well?
Yes, you did. Now, letter P, number 22. Portfolio. Not portfolio.
Portfolio. And I guess sometimes I hear a lot that people stress the wrong part of the word. So that's another thing.
So the fo is a stress. Portfolio. Letter S, number 23, scroll bar. Okay, so let's get to scroll. Scroll, the issue is not so much, any difficult sounds. So the beginning of the word scroll is not scroll. That's the problem for most people. Scroll, you start from the S, not from the E. Scroll bar. Scroll bar. Yes, not scroll.
And remember,
remove that
Britney Spears, right? Oh yeah. All eyes on me in the center of the ring, just like a circus.
Exactly. Britney and her L. 24. Search engine. The stress is right here on the first syllable, N. And look at our friend N. One more time. Search engine. Not engine or engine, something like that. And I also brought this one because of the word engineer. Software engineer is a profession in the IT world. Engineer. Engine.
Engine.
The stress is different.
Mm-hmm.
Engine.
Engine.
Engineer.
Engineer.
And the area of study. Engineering.
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 All of them have a lot of N involved, so we just need to remember to pronounce the N correctly. Number 25. Secure server. Secure. Security. A lot of security needs to be involved when it comes to IT. So secure, not secure or security. Q, 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 the sound. Secure server.
Secure server.
Secure.
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 Server.
Yeah.
Secure.
So the CU sounds like Q, not. Okay, I'm not gonna say because it's gonna sound like a bad word in Portuguese.
Yeah, let's pass that. Let's get past that moment. Yeah.
Exactly. 26. Shareware. I highlighted, I underlined where because it's a suffix that is super common in the IT world as well. Software, hardware, shareware, etc. And the important thing to remember is also the stress. It's not shareware, software, hardware. It's shareware.
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 Software.
Software.
Hardware.
Hardware.
The stress is not on where, it's on the first part of the word. And number 27, sounds easy, looks easy, but is not. Spam.
Mm-mm.
No, 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 no. No, I said it wrong. I said it's the wrong way is spam. Spam. Spam.
Like jam.
Exactly.
Spam.
The S is the first sound you say. A is the sound of the A, and you close the M. Spam.
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 Not spam or spam. No, no, no. T. Toolbar. Now we have our L. Toolbar.
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 Just emphasize the L. We've already said that, so I'm not going to repeat it. 29. Throughput. This was a suggestion from one of our viewers there.
Irmão Machine suggested that one, so I'm gonna represent you here, okay?
Yeah. So the toughest part is the ROUGH. Really tough here, and also the stress that is at the beginning. Throughput.
Throughput.
I'm gonna switch the camera to me so you guys can see my tongue. Okay. Throughput.
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 Yeah, so the TH, we're gonna have a live about the TH exclusively because it's so hard for Brazilians. So throughput. Throughput.
Throughput. And by the way, there's another problem in that word. Not only the TH is complicated to people, I see a lot of put.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of put. Remember the George Bush and not Bush.
And bullying.
Yeah.
Bush and put. The fact that we have words like under, the sound of the U is we tend to generalize and think that every time there is a U, like, no way the sound is like Portuguese. There's no way. It has to be different. And it is. Put, through, put. Don't say the G and the H, right? Through, put. Repeat after me. Throughput.
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 Okay, continuing, we're almost done with our alphabet here. And we got letter U. Why did I put upload and download? Because I wanted to remember our ED live. Because when we say, first of all, upload, download, not upload, download. Finish the D where the D is. Upload.
Upload.
Download.
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 And now I have a challenge for you, MC. What is the past of download and upload?
So uploaded and downloaded.
Exactly. So there is an extra syllable because the last letter is a D. So uploaded, downloaded. You have to really say the syllable.
Do we
31.
have a star here for me? You can give me stars as well, I guess.
I'll draw one for you right here. You deserve it.
Thank you.
That's how I can draw a star. Like a 5-year-old.
Worse than a 5-year-old. Oh my God. So that's your fun fact. Next time people ask, what's your fun fact? You're going to say this. I don't know how to draw a star.
Okay, next one, 31. Username.
Username.
The stress is on the U. Username.
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 Look at our U again. Not U, not a, U. Username.
Username.
Utility.
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 Don't ignore the Y. The Y is super pronounced. And the U sounds like U. Utility.
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 V. Virtual. Virtual. Not virtual. Virtual. Virtual classroom. We have our L and we have our I. Virtual classroom.
Virtual classroom.
Virtual reality.
Virtual reality.
Virtual world.
Virtual world.
That one was tough. Virtual.
Well, it's nothing like saying rural, but it's okay.
Okay, so virtual, you have to remember the L and the I. Virus. Well, speaking of corona, because you just mentioned it, right? A couple minutes ago, we have been talking a lot about viruses around. So it is not the now, it is vi. The sound is vi. And the U is not virus or virus. Virus.
Virus.
Virus.
Virus.
Virus.
Coronavirus.
Exactly. Coronavirus. And last but not least, the word Zoom. I keep zooming in and out of the file, and we have to remember our M at the end of the word Zoom.
Zoom.
So when I say zoom in, zoom out, I hear the M very clearly. Zoom in.
Zoom in.
Zoom out.
Zoom out.
Zoom in.
Zoom in.
Zoom out.
Zoom out.
Yes, so that was our alphabet of the evening, MC. I hope you guys liked it, although Zuckerberg, played a trick on us.
I know. Bitch.
Just disconnected us, all of a sudden completely disconnected. But anyway, you guys, thank you guys for watching. We will be back next week. We want to hear from you too. Leave your suggestions on our, stories, comments, etc. Just tell us what you guys want us to do here on this live. It's not always about pronunciation. You guys know that. We have already talked about other things, and we will. And use our filter, our pronunciation quiz filter. Play around, use it as a game, invite a friend and challenge each other to see who has the better pronunciation of the two, or even more people. MC, thank you for coming, for joining, and for coming back too.
Thank you. Okay, nice to see you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.